Guys, welcome back to Marvel Contest of Champions, and today I'm going to do a rank up video. I need to rank someone up. So just as I'm about to record this video, I get a message from Adora. Thanks Adora for interrupting my recording whilst I'm trying to do a video. How rude is that? Kah! On with the video. So yes, indeed, welcome back to Marvel Contest of Champions. And yep, I am coming close to a rank 5 on my tech. So obviously I'm going to need a tech champion in which to get up to rank 5. But obviously I need to get up to rank 4. So I need to choose a character. Now, decisions. I've got War Machine, Iron Man, Iron Patriot, Rocket Raccoon. I think I might go for Rocket Raccoon. Here's why. Yep, okay, so Furiosity is good. It's one thing I like. Rocket makes fur fly with up to 35.3 increased critical hit rate for every 10 consecutive combo hits. Very, very handy. Now, you might be wondering, Rich, well, this is a very kind of weak champion. That is correct. The armor, if we had an armor stat, and obviously I have said about, ideas that in the future, a stat would be really good. And that's the thing. If we knew it, I knew what kind of limits the character would have. But having the ability to... Where is it? The passive ability. So, passive ability. Built from recovered alien technology, Rocket Shield system charges any time he dodges back and holds block for at least 1.5 seconds. Each shield loses power as it's used in combat. So, obviously, the kinetic shield is really helpful. The shell shield, the emergency shield. So 4 charges of physical resistance, each providing 14% resistance. Get my words out. Shell shield, 4 charges of armor up, each providing 11% armor. Emergency shield, 3 charges of special attack resistance, each providing 16% resistance. So good. This is a character where you have to play, I'd say, a little bit cautiously. Use a lot of evade skills, but if you do this well, he can really reward you. His specials are amazing. 100% chance to increase critical damage by 185% for 8 seconds. Imagine, obviously, with an excellent synergy team, maybe that Guardians of the Galaxy synergy team. In particular, it would be really kind of decent for the character. I really like that they've created a really decent synergy team with that. Like Guardians of the Galaxy, they're kind of like obviously they're the Avengers of the cosmic world, and I really like that touch. I think that's really cool. So he is my choice. Let's get him up to rank 4 and then boost this bad boy up with a 440. You know what I'm talking about. Boom! There we go. And Rocket Raccoon is boosted to 440. Now there's not a huge amount of change. The one I'd say big change is the amount of attack damage. So you can see in the attribute section that he does now 1,125 damage. Obviously, health wise, it's only 7,533 for a small little critter that we've got here. You wouldn't expect a huge amount of health. Compare the health with, say, let's off the top, Black Widow, just for hell's sake. And she is 10,000 health with a 997 for attack. Then if you go to Rocket Raccoon, obviously a lot less. But the damage, on the attack, damn. So let's go and have a few fights, shall we? So I've put him into a quick synergy team with his mates. You just get some perfect block chance, which is good. And some more. And then some, I think it's crit damage. Now with the masteries that I've got set up at the moment with regards to, say, precision and things like that, this character can really kick some ass. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put him against Thor at the end, because it's kind of closest to being any kind of great competition, and just try and see if I can have any of those special abilities just highlighted. So here we go. So you can see when I do that, it starts scanning. So therefore, see, I swipe back and then I hit the shield. And we're in again, but obviously this is not kind of a great opponent, so I'm going to try and see if I can get hit. So there we go. So there's the shield there, so I'm being hit by the shield. I've got a 4 stackable then on the shield. Swipe back, hit, powering up. and seeing how much it really absorbs. Because obviously, look, I've got then 4 armor. Let's just see, take some damage. That's pretty good. See that damage that we've taken? Not too bad. Obviously, for a weak character, like, we're going to finish off the enemy there. So if you saw in that moment where I swiped back and then hit down the block, I then started charging up or scanning for my shield. And obviously the times in which I got the 4 stackable, which I think it said back in his special ability, it's really, really decent for the character because it's a very weak character. It's then made up for the fact that we can get that sufficient armor that allows us to take a substantial amount of damage. It kind of balances out the character, which I really think is a nice touch. Wasn't expecting it to be as good as that. So here we go with another fight against a Captain America World War II. Obviously, we've taken a huge amount of damage there. I'm going to hit that down. We've started getting the kinetic shield, it seems. Obviously, not very good playing for myself. But we absorb a lot of damage. And I'm just seeing now we're hitting the L2. Captain America World War II hits in. We've got the armor break up, which again is so good. So I'm going to hopefully, and then, oh, there we go, to pick up the win. Now, I wasn't playing particularly good. I did make a few mistakes. But one thing that was interesting was the thing that I wanted to test out is the shielding. Because when I was swiping back and I was hitting in the block, I was then charging. Because I then decided to then come out of there in order to hit the opponent, that is where the mistake was. But the character is well rounded in different aspects. Obviously, he takes a lot of damage from very minimal attacks. So you need to play the character in more of a less aggressive way, in a more evade way. But when you get that L2, my God, can you do some damage? It can save you from death. And I really like that. I think it's great. So let's summarize. Right, so final thoughts on Rocket Racoon. Now, obviously, mine signature ability is only up to level 29. I probably will increase this with signature stones. But I really want to play more characters. I feel that we've all been kind of funneled into playing certain characters like Doctor Strange, Scarlet Witch, Crossbones, Agent Venom. But we haven't given others more of a look in. Maybe they haven't really kind of shown themselves to be as worthy as the titles that precede them. But Rocket Racoon goes like a rocket, and he's a badass. He is a badass. He just, unfortunately, and he should not have as much health as he's a little critter, so he's going to get his ass kicked. But one thing that I have to say is that if you play this character in a more of a passive way and evade well, and you hit in those abilities, so we've got the passive being the shields, which I was talking about. If you get kinetic shield, if you get shell shield, if you got emergency shield, when you get to have those 4 charges of armor up, the 12% extra armor really makes this character really good. And we saw with that fight with Thor that he was able to then put up so much of armor to like absorb a certain amount of damage, so that was really good. Sorry, he didn't absorb it, but he wasn't able to receive a full amount of it because the armor was sufficient. Obviously, putting with things like perfect block, but if you had a strong armor team, I really think this character would fare a lot better to the point that it would be the same as a normal statured character. But it's those specials, man. Those specials are just deadly. The L2 for me is, it's so good. Obviously, the special 3. 100% chance to armor break, removing enemy armor, and applying 52% armor reduction for 6 seconds. It's like, man, you can shoot me, you can take me down, and just because I've not got the armor, but I'm gonna take your armor away, and I like that. It's just like I don't give a shit. I'm gonna take you down. And 100% chance to inflict bleed, dealing 200% of your attack as direct damage over 4 seconds. Well, if they're kind of referring to the attack that the character currently has, that's just ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Yeah, I've thoroughly enjoyed this character. I really suggest playing this character a lot more. If you can use him well as a dupe, then obviously he is going to return back the favour in kind. Would I recommend this for anything with regards to Alliance Wars and Alliance Quest? Unsure. I probably wouldn't say Alliance Quest so much. I would maybe say that the character would be good for attack with Alliance Wars, but again, as me making a very bold statement, I wouldn't be 100% sure of doing that. It may be best at lower levels, so maybe if you're kind of lower tiered in Alliance Wars, maybe giving this a go. But the choice is really yours. But anyway, this has been a video on Rocket Raccoon getting him up to 440. A really decent character that I thoroughly enjoy. And I have done a previous video looking about his comic book history. Please do check that out. I will put a link to that video in the description. And it was from a very old time, so I may have said some things about the character a bit negative, but I've changed my opinion now. Now that I've got him at 440 and he's got ferocity up to 29. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit the like button. Share it with some friends, why not? And follow me on social media. The link is in the description. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And as always, I shall catch you on the flip side. Bye-bye.